if you have a babe that is supportive, instead of me sitting at home doing nothing, or you are doing a freelance job, get something doing. And if you show the lady commitment, that okay, no matter what,
that's a factor. Push through. That's a factor.
Let me tell you something that made me stick to my husband is when we were dating. It's not that he has everything. No, though he's any more than I do. But there are some commitments I saw in him, like, okay, babe, go and do your international passports. I was like, wow. And I've been dating a guy for God knows when. The guy is even telling me, I can't take you to see any important person in my life, because my mommy said I should not promise anybody until I'm ready. Like, seriously?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on Heartitude Impact Show. This is a show where we discuss matters that relate to the issues of the arts. Man, if you have arts and you have emotion, if you are a human being, right, if you can relate. So today I will not be discussing this matter alone. As usual, I'm here with Bekade. Bekade, you're welcome to the show.
All right, thank you very much, Adura. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to today's edition of this program. I want you to sit back, feel relaxed, and I promise you're going to enjoy today's edition. So, thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's Bekade in flesh and blood. So, actually, we have one special person, as you always know. She is the, you know her, right? So, today, Sarah, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing good.
You're telling me you're fine. I can see now. I'm not blind now. Fine girl. All right, so you're welcome to the show. So say hi to our viewers.
Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be at this time.
Yeah, so Sarah, now we are actually back to the story of the day. And it's like you are the custodian of this great event. So can you just share with us?
Okay, so I'll just read it out loud and we'll all talk about it, to share opinions. Feel free to join your contributions in the comment section, share your opinion. If you have experienced this before, feel free to tell. Let's just go ahead and read our story for today. So it goes, I stood by the window of my tiny apartment in Surulere, watching as the generator burst outside and people went about their hustle. Lagos, loud, fast and unforgiving as always. But tonight, everything just felt quiet. You know that kind of silence that makes your thoughts louder? Yeah, that one. So I just come back from a client meeting. The Ashwebi designer made for the bride's court got crazy reviews online. Business was moving by God's grace. And I even started getting smaller influencer gigs on IG. From the outside, it looked like I was killing it. But inside, I did bleed. I turned on my Bluetooth speaker and tried to drown the thoughts with Ara Star's latest song, but it didn't help. My mind kept going back to one person, Shemilore. We met back in Unilag. It was that soft-spoken, fine guy with mad brain. We started off as friends, but you know how these things go. Before I knew it, I was deep in love. We planned our lives together. We even joked about what our kids would look like, but 5 years later, we're still planning. The problem wasn't love. I knew Shemilore loved me, but love no dey pay bills. And to be honest, this Nigeria no even they give anybody soft landing. Shemilore had been trying to get a stable job since NYC. Man, they try. Sending CVs up and down, going for interviews, even doing 1 or 2 freelance gigs, but nothing solid. And me, I was getting tired. And it's not like I wanted to be that girl who left her man because he was broke. God knows I stood by him. But how long am I supposed to wait? I'm 29. My mates don't they post ring every weekend. Some don't want to. And me, I dey explain relationship status every time I visit my auntie. So that night, I stood there. My heart was heavy, and I just picked up my phone. Hello, he said. His voice was low, like he knew something was off. And then I said, Shemilori, we need to talk. It was quiet. And then the words I'd rehearsed for 2 weeks came out. I think we should break up. And then there was this dead silence again. And then he whispered, Talk where I beg now. I didn't expect that. I thought he did argue or maybe just say okay and end the call. But he didn't. He said, Tokwe, I know I've been able to give you Tokwe, I know I've not been able to give you the life you deserve. But I'm trying. I swear. Just give me a little more time. Once I get this job, I'll propose. I just need one breakthrough. I felt my throat tighten because the truth is, I wanted to believe him. But Nigeria know they give anybody deadline for breakthrough. And so I just responded with, Babe, what if that job never comes? I asked. My voice was cracking. And so I said again, what if I keep waiting and waiting and we're still here in another 5 years? So he said, Tokwe, I love you. Don't give up on me. Just a little more time, I beg you. And in that moment, I didn't know what to say. I was torn between love and logic, hope and harsh reality. After I ended the call, I just sat on the edge of the bed and cried. Like, I cried for the years that we shared. I cried for the uncertainty. I cried because I didn't know if I just made the biggest mistake of my life or finally freed myself. And so, I'm just thinking and looking back. After I ended the call, I just sat on the edge of the bed and cried. Cried for the years that we shared. Cried for the uncertainty. Cried because I didn't know if I just made it. So, after I ended the call, I just sat on the edge of the bed and cried. Cried for the years that we shared. Cried for the uncertainty. Cried because I didn't know if I had just made the biggest mistake of my life or finally freed myself. It's been 3 months now, and I'm still single. And I'm wondering, did I really make a mistake?
Okay. All right. So let's even start from Becca. Then. What do you think of the issue? Like, should we say that from what she said that is it okay for you to break relationship on the ground of you as a lady, of on the ground that a guy is struggling financially in you get
Wow. Seriously, it's a matter of the arts, like what this program is all about. And I can really say I feel the pain of this lady because at age 29, everybody will be believing that whatness when you see people posting ring left, right, center, like she have rightly said. But to break a relationship on a note that the guy is broke, has been looking for a job, he couldn't get one because of how the country is. Now, my question to this lady is, I may say, go ahead, and I may say, still like, give the guy a little chance. But before I would say that, apart from getting a job, apart from you looking for a job, you're not getting anything, what else has the guy been doing with his time?
yeah. So she made mention that he has done some gigs here
Yeah.
and there. So definitely the guy has been trying to get engaged in something.
In something.
Yeah.
Okay, two things to look into this. The guy has been waiting. The guy in question. The guy never
She's been
proposed.
waiting
Yeah,
for 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Or 5.
5 years, sorry,
It's
5
Okay.
years.
And the guy never proposed. Why? Because the guy has not gotten a job. Maybe the guy thinks that if he proposes, after proposal, what next is we have a wedding to plan. So it may be because of that the guy has not proposed. The question I will ask the lady, there is more to love and marriage. Like you said, love cannot pay the bills. But there are some commitments you will see in a guy that wants to make you to like believe in his future. There are some commitments you see in a guy that wants to like, okay, let me still give this guy a chance, or let us even come together. Apart from seeking a job, getting a job, if you can't get one, can we just like think of what we can do together? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, before you say something now, I like to use myself as an example.
Okay.
You understand? When I met my man, it's not that we have that kind of a job that will pay everything we ever needed. You understand? But there are some things he said that make me like, wow, it's like I've gotten to my final stop. You understand? There are some things that you will see in a guy. Let me tell you, if this lady in question, if she should quit this relationship and move on with the next guy that have everything. You know, we always say all that glitters are not gold. You may think that this guy is ready, he has everything, but that kind of peace of mind that you have with this person that is not having money, you may not have it. But apart from the peace of mind, what is the level of commitment? You can't just be waiting. You're waiting no money. You're waiting no future. You're waiting. You're not even seeing the green lights. So,
Okay.
it's just
So,
like
so Sarah, so do you think, like, personally, I think ladies also supposed to see things from the viewpoint of a guy, based on the socio-cultural environment we find ourselves. As an African guy, also, we believe that okay, a guy should be able to provide for his babe, his whatsoever, right? I think so. It should be like marriage should be something that the guy is supposed to do something. But if you are the lady, just asking, if you are the lady, right, what will you have actually done? Or if you are the friend to this lady,
How do I advise this person?
yeah.
Well, this isn't me, so the advice I'll give you, the advice I'll give myself may not be applicable to you because my own relationship is peculiar to me.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about me, we're talking about you. You've moved on, you've broken up with him, and to some extent, I think that your reasons are valid. And there's nothing wrong. You could choose to stay, you could choose to go. The choice is yours. According to her, she stayed 5 years, and she's obviously looking for a man that can take responsibility for her, a man that can provide. I think it's a valid reason if you want to settle down. Because I know that many men, not all, many men don't like to hear this, but money is a very big factor. You could settle down with this guy and eventually you're not complaining. You're even the one sponsoring the wife. You're the one feeding. You're the one taking care of him. And he cannot cope because at some point he's beginning to feel less of himself. I'm the man.
Yeah.
He might begin to fight the demons of worthlessness. And he's actually not worthless. I feel like there's more to a man than the size of his pocket. You don't know. That's why I said you may stay and decide to even fund the marriage.
No.
You may stay. You might go ahead to marry and fund the marriage. You might leave because the guy doesn't seem like he's going to provide for you, and you want a man that can provide for you, and you feel you've waited enough. The choice is yours. But I think that our reasons are valid because a man that does not have a job, for how long do you want to keep waiting? Why did I say TBT Lafidali? Because you may wait for another 4 years. And it's still, I'm not saying that he definitely will not make it, but you don't know. We all don't know when we are going to make it. You may wait for another 4 years. These things happen to people. The choice is yours. You may wait knowing that I can wait 4 more years for you. By then, I will be 32. And bearing in mind that that you might have gotten a job, you might have not gotten a job, you might be financially stable or not. Also bearing in mind that after 4 years, the relationship, we might not end up getting married, whether you've gotten a job or not. So whatever decision you make, deal with the consequence. And I know that I sound a bit too blunt, but that's just how life is. I'm not saying that the guy will not make it. You can decide to give him another 2 more years, another 3 more years, another 4 more years. The choice is yours. I've been in that situation before, and I wasn't ready to get married. I wasn't looking forward to get married. I was 20. I was about some years back. I was about 24, but I wasn't thinking of marriage because I was just done with school. I wanted to get a job, so I'm like, okay, let me give you 3 more years. I did not mind.
Okay.
I did not mind. I did not say
Because
my mates are getting married. I knew the consequence of what I was doing. I knew that I might give you 3 more years, and I knew it. I was ready. So she's regretting now because apparently maybe the relationship was a good relationship, and the only problem was that I didn't have money. But money is a factor. It's a necessity.
Okay, so Sarah, in a case, let me ask you before I go to bed, Tadi. What are those things that you see you think are basic for a relationship to transcend or transit from courtship into marriage?
A stable source of income.
A stable source of income.
A stable source of income that can take care of you as a man. What your basic needs.
Okay.
You can pay your rent. You can. I think it's this thing I'm saying does not apply to everybody. A man may not be able to pay. People have come out to say I could not pay my rent when I got married. I was living with my family. My family supported me. Depending on you and your partner, your relationship should be peculiar to you and your partner.
So I'm actually asking, in an ideal society, the reason why I'm actually
there's no ideal.
Wait, fine.
Different things work for different people.
Yeah.
And I cannot say particularly that you must earn so amount, but I think it's necessary that at least you can take care of your personal needs. It might be if you don't have a family, for instance, you can't be squatting and say you want to get married.
Exactly.
If you are living alone, even if it's a room I face where I slap you, have a source of income that can take care of your rent. You can feed yourself. Data is now part of our lives. You can buy data. You can take care of yourself as a person. You are not a dependent on anybody.
Okay.
So whoever is coming, even though you cannot take care of them, at least they can understand that, okay, not that you can't afford to feed 3 square meals. However, some people, we've also heard people say, when I got married, I didn't have anything. My wife was on. If that's the case, but that does not look like it is going to happen with this lady. This person wants a man that has a state that maybe not necessarily made, but has a job.
Yeah.
That has something. That does not look. It depends on the woman. It depends on you too, because see, this topic is really broad. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, the man may marry. You guys you may not mind. There are women who are very independent financially. They don't mind taking up the bills, and they would not resent you for it. They'll keep supporting you. But we've had situations where the man becomes to feel worthless, less of himself. He feels like he's not putting anything on the table. And just yesterday, I was making a comment on Instagram, and I'm saying that there is more to a man than the size of his pocket. Although this is dependent on who you are settled with. This is also dependent on you and your partner, because there are some women who are so independent they don't feel the need to be provided for. There are some women who feel loved after they have been provided for, and I think she falls into the category of the latter. So it all depends. There's no need to regret. Move on with your life. She said something which is actually very true. You may move on with someone and the relationship is unhealthy, but it's taking care of your needs.
Okay.
But you may also find someone who is comfortable, maybe not rich, but comfortable, and the relationship is also, there's no need to regret. It's what you want. At the end of the day, the choice is yours.
All right, so let me ask you, Becca. So the issue of this lady, right? Now, after how many months? You say after 2 months or 3 months, and she's still single. Right? So
3 months. She said 3 months.
3 months.
3 months. Calm down.
No.
What is wrong with you? No. I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about the lady. Why are you in a hurry? It's just 3 months.
That's what
okay. You see, what I would just say to that is, as a lady, you need to be able to have something that can take care of you before you can even say you want to talk about marriage. Know that you have a job, you have anything
going on. She actually has a job, Joe.
She has
a job.
Yes, I know where I'm going. That can actually take care of you. Like what she said the other time. That what if peradventure he got a man that have a job and the guy loses his job?
Yeah.
So the problem of this lady is not even the matter of the guy not getting a job. She wants to settle down and she wants a man that is made.
That is ready. I don't wait. Let's not say made, because made can be easily misinterpreted as a man that is wealthy.
Wealthy. She has a man that can take care of. Take care of her, maybe some part of her family as well. But what I would just say, like you said, before you look into marry, before it's okay, you want to look into marry, before it's okay, you want to settle down. Even for a man should be able to like have a roof
over his head.
And secondly, you said
you cannot carry your babe to go and squat with your friends.
You said the guy
have
been looking for a job for a good 5 years. What kind of job is he looking for? The guy may be looking for a job that is, I want this kind of amount, maybe 200,000 every month. Can he just I don't believe, just start from even 50,000, 100, no matter what. If you have a babe that is supportive, instead of me sitting at home doing nothing, or you are doing a freelance job, get something doing. And if you show the lady commitment, that okay, no matter what,
that's a factor. Push through. That's a factor.
Let me tell you, that's something that made me stick to my husband is when we were dating, it's not that he has everything. No, though he's any more than I do. But there are some commitments I saw in like, okay, babe, go and do your international passport. I was like, wow. And I've been dating a guy for God knows when. The guy is even telling me, I can't take you to see any important person in my life, because my mommy said I should not promise anybody until I'm ready. Like, seriously? And I'm close to 30 at that time. And I met somebody that I don't even care how much is earning. The first thing is speak to my family. The next thing is go and do international passport. The next thing is let's open a joint account. Please, what more do I need? Even if the guy is collecting 20,000, I don't mind. So far, he can give me peace of mind. And the guy has a foresight. I know he has a vision. So my question: what is the guy doing? If you cannot get 200,000 job now, start with what you have. If the lady loves you, like she has said, and if she is understanding, you can put things together. You can work it together. You can build your own, build your relationship. Now, you even say, don't say, I suffer, I do this with you. I say, babe, let us grow together. Because if you go to that wealthy guy and I say, hello, the guy will see you as a commodity.
Interesting. Well, let's not generalize, Sha. Let's not generalize. There are people who marry rich men. There are people who marry people that, you know, when they say I pulled you out of the gutters, and they will pamper them for 30 years.
Oh, it's very rare.
Let's not generalize. Do you have the statistics? Let's strike a balance, because it's truly, we have cases where you marry a man after a while because he's the one doing all the physical provision. He thinks that is your Lord God and Almighty. People like to say that, okay, when a woman earns more, she will not be submissive. It applies to both parties, both genders. Like, a man can feed you today and tell you that because he buys food something, they tell you, it's my food, why are you cooking it like that? It is possible, but not all rich men are like that. There are rich men who pick you from the gutters. They will wash you, they will clean you, they will pamper you, they will change your life.
All right, so
on
this case, like Becca there said, I think there are some things we should actually start looking into. Should the lady look to a guy?
So I have to provide
for her. Number one, knowing fully well, like, okay, in the right environment, in the right circumstances, this guy is not lazy. He's not lazy, right? He just might have gotten his priority wrong, as she has said.
No. See, the thing is, the reality of Nigeria today, some people graduate. It is the story of so many Nigerians out there that you are done with school. You try everything possible, you don't get a good job. I mean, you get a job and you're getting paid 35,000 or 45,000. It is the reality of many Nigerians. So I can relate very well with what the guy is going through. It's a normal. God forbid it becomes a part of our life or our culture, that it's normal that when you graduate you wait for. God forbid, what it looks like. So I can relate very well. So I want to understand your question.
Okay, so my question is that must a guy actually be the one providing for everything a lady needs?
No, I think we're deviating a little.
No.
Or you're just asking the question.
I'm just asking because, number one,
do you mean in relationship or in marriage?
Even let's say in relationship.
Okay.
The reason being that, number one, I feel that the guy is a bit afraid of whatsoever the future will hold. And that's why he wasn't proposing. Right? And the lady did not say for that 5 years there was an issue of maybe the guy wasn't should I say cheating or anything. Right? So this guy looks like a good potential.
Let's remind ourselves what the story is saying again.
Okay.
Let me take the last 3 paragraphs.
Okay.
It says, we met back in Unilag. It was the soft-spoken fine girl with mad brain. We started off as friends, but you know how these things go. Before I knew it, I was deep in love. We planned our lives together. We even joked about what our kids would look like. But 5 years later, we're still planning. The problem wasn't love. I knew Shemilore loved me. He loved me. But love no they pay bills. And to be honest, this Nigeria no even they give anybody soft landing. Shemilore had been trying to get a stable job since NYC. Man, they try. Sending CVs up and down, going for interviews, even doing 1 or 2 freelance gigs. He wasn't getting paid for this job. For these jobs, he just offered himself to do it to gain experience. Freelance gigs.
Imagine.
But nothing solid. And me, I was getting tired. It's not like I wanted to be that girl who left her man because he was broke. But God knows I stood by him. God knows I stood by him. But how long am I supposed to wait? I'm 29. My mates don't they post ring for every weekend. Son don't born too. And me, I dey explain relationship status every time I visit my auntie.
They get to
So
want to
that-
post our own ring.
Okay.
So that night I stood there heavy, blah blah blah. She broke up with him and all of that. The guy was so that is it.
Sorry, let me.
So wait, Adora, you're asking a question.
So I was asking that now for a lady, right? You know the potential of your guy, right? At this, like, yeah, you yourself, we don't know the guy. You yourself made mention of those things. Now, will I say, like, looking at the financial status, should it be what a lady should be considering, or can you marry somebody in that Shemilo race?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just. I want to ask.
Oh.
No.
I don't. For many reasons. Well, it depends on a lot of things. My salary is not plenty. If I was working somewhere, let's say maybe one very big establishment, and right now my salary is about 2.3 M a month. Some people earn it, my sister.
So you go ahead and marry Shemilore.
It depends on a lot of things. First is, I've ticked the first box. No, the first box, naturally. Don't forget we're talking about me and what is peculiar to me.
Yeah.
The first box is, I don't feel the need to be provided for. I am a financially independent woman. Why?
Okay.
Not because I have all the resources, because I don't feel the need to be provided for. That means I'm not someone who is waiting for a man to take care of my needs. It is not because that's a bad thing, but that's just the nature of my person.
Nature,
so we've ticked the first box.
Okay.
Whether you provide for me or not, I can still love you. That's number 1. Number 2, I earn well enough to take care of both of us. Now, Adura, you know how they go. I don't earn that much right now. Okay. So let's keep ticking the boxes.
Okay.
First is, I don't feel the need to be provided
Yeah.
for. I'm not that woman who will love you because you provide for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that women who are like that have transactional love.
Yes.
I also believe that that's the nature of their person. Maybe it's been bastardized. Maybe many women don't communicate it well. But I've come to realize that there are women who feel attached when their needs are taken care of. They feel something for you. And I know that it's true. Not because they are bad or they are loose or they don't care about a man. It is just, I am not like that. I'm independent. Not because I have all the resources, but because I don't feel the need to provide it for. 2 is, do I earn well enough to take care of us? Adura, not right now, my brother.
Okay.
So do I have the need? 3 is now the man. The way I see him, Hope is not that kind of man who after a while, God forbid, God has not answered prayers.
And we now fold his hand and be
Number 1, will now become a princess. I saw something like that on social media some few days ago. Some men will just fold their hands, they will relax. You hear things like, my wife is very understanding. My wife is a good wife. My wife is this man. They will not make any effort. Another thing is, A man, when he eventually has gotten too comfortable, he feels he doesn't have to take care of you anymore. When he has, he will prioritize his fact. He will prioritize other things. He will prioritize his career. He may even take care of the kids once in a while, but he will never take care of your needs.
Because
Hope is not that kind of man.
Yeah, I get you.
Number 3 is, hope is not the worst part of it, which is a very terrible thing, and one of the mistakes that many women can make is the man might begin to feel like feel less of himself because he feels he doesn't have anything significant to contribute. Because in this part of the world, our society teaches us, our parents, our family, that the singular most important thing a man can put on the table is money, which is a very big lie.
And I think what you said the last time, when a man's ego is being bruised over time, these are actually one of the.
I'm saying that. See, what I'm saying is, if the man is not a man that falls into the one who will fold his hands and allow you to take care of all the responsibility. Adora, please hold on. It will fold his hands and allow you to take care of all the responsibilities. When eventually, or the one who that one is not even working at all.
No, I was talking about the last point.
Wait. The last point, the one. Yeah. See, Adora, it's not like his ego has been bruised. He just has a fragile ego. Because if I love you, if I support you, and I'm submissive to you, why are you still feeling bad and now taking it out on me? There are men that will feel bad because you no longer submit to them, you no longer love them. Yeah. I'm talking about the ones who just become toxic because they are feeling less of themselves, because they think that they don't have the most important thing they can give you, which is a lie. There's more to a man. Where's your support? Okay, so I was at a gathering yesterday, and Betty Rabo was saying that her husband has been her biggest support. There was one time she was going through depression. She went to get antidepressants, and the owner of the pharmacy had to call her husband and say, why is your wife taking this kind of pills? The woman just completely assumed that Betty Rabo was going through she was going through domestic violence, her marriage was abused and all of that. And she said she has a loving husband. She went further to say how when she first started Genevieve, her husband was hawking her magazine, and she did not like the first copy. She didn't like it. She went to hide it because it looked ugly to her. But her husband saw it, and it's like, you've done it again. Not every woman is that kind of woman who would begin to harbor resentment because they think that they are being cheated in their marriage. Because that's another reason why a woman will not love you and submit you. Because in her mind, I'm not the one who's supposed to carry all these responsibilities. I thought I could do it when we started, but now I'm getting overwhelmed. And some women will just begin to look. I know that there are women who are bad, yes, and I don't dismiss that. There are women who will not love you, they will not respect you, even though you're a good man, even though you are everything. But they're also the ones who you will love them, you submit to them, still because they think they don't have anything important to put on the table, they begin to treat you badly. If it doesn't fall into that category,
all right, so,
I can't try.
So let me really ask you.
But wait, I have to say again that it means I'm earning plenty money. Like at least as of today, it is March 2020. March 2020. April 2025. Yeah. My brother, I must be earning maybe 2 point. I must be earning plenty money, Sha.
Okay, so invariably
to take care of you, you don't have a job at all. You're not doing anything. Because I know that this can be flipped and said, so it means that if a man does not, I want a good life, and I'm planning to have a good life. I must have, because some of us cannot be suffering. I'm suffering. Hey, my brother, no, it cannot happen.
Well. So wait.
Before you ask your question, there is a point that struck me while you were reading that. The lady said after 3 months, she's still waiting.
She's still single.
She'll wait.
She's supposed to wait.
Why she in a hurry?
So
my sister, why you in a hurry?
Because the reason why we have many singles nowadays is because of this issue we're talking about. Some of them they have a good job. They want a guy that can be able to take good care of them. Nobody wants to stay as Surulere. Not even in this dispensation, not in this generation. So that lady is still going to wait. She will wait. But one thing what I see to all this thing, you can't have it all in life.
No, you can't.
But you can pray your way through.
Yeah.
She has been praying, the guy has been praying. To me, I'm not going to give up on the guy like that. Though, my own issue is that 5 years, what are you doing?
What have you been doing
apart from having a job? apart from getting a job, with the little you have, how have you been able to take
But
care
do you
of
know
your
that?
baby?
But do you know that the Nigeria of
No,
today?
no,
Okay,
Sarah.
what if is any like, let's say
Even if
teaching in
it
a
is
private school?
20,000, even
I
if it's
think
30,000,
like with proper mentoring of people, do you think they would have shaping? Maybe there's. Do you think?
See, money is a factor, man. Seriously, because even as a young lady out of school, I didn't think of marriage because it's not like I know that I don't have to. I'm not looking forward to having a good life, having the best, earning the most. I know I just said 2.5 million. It might not be up to that, but I'm just saying that
But it should be all
money is a
around-
factor. You must
Yeah.
have something to take care of yourself. Both of you, you must have something to do.
This
you
thing
must
you are saying
have
money,
something.
money. This money. Are you saying
Money is
money
a factor.
or stable source of income?
No. Okay,
Because
stable
if
source
you
of
say
income.
because when you say money is a
Stable
factor in this our context,
Finances.
we are talking about.
Finance is a factor. It's
So
not
right, I
money.
think say. So let me ask you, Bekari, do you think if there is a possibility of the presence of a mentor, like somebody who can actually sit both of them down, do you think they have a chance, or do you think is it okay for people? I'm just asking, is it okay for in certain things to actually have somebody that serve as a mentor or as a guide?
yeah, I think that's very, very important. If we can look into that in our generation now, because there are some mistakes a lot of people made and they were like, oh, if I had known better.
If someone had told me.
If someone had told me, I would have like handled this in a better way. So I believe the presence of a mentor, guardian is still very, very, because I will still stand on my points. If the girl gets a guy that is collecting, it's not even about. You may have a guy that is collecting a good job, collecting a good money. It all depends on character and attitude.
Yeah.
How much money do you
That's
need?
a factor.
Money,
Yeah.
seriously, money is not everything.
Yes,
but in
it's
a
not.
relationship,
It's
in a
needed.
marriage,
It's needed.
it's
It's a
very, very.
factor.
But you need to like sit down, talk things out between yourself. What if you marry the guy has the job, and along the line, this is
Something
his job,
happen.
something happens.
And
And
that
you would have
happens.
to
Can
step up.
they still, can they still like stay
I
in
feel
that
well, for me,
relationship?
at the end of the day, Sha, see, sometimes a piece of advice is golden, but it is not applicable to your situation. I feel like for marriages and relationships, know yourself, know those things you can compromise on.
Yeah.
See, what she said is good, what I said isn't bad,
Yeah.
but do you think this will work for you? That's why I'm always saying it depends on me and it depends on the person. Yes, what she said is good. It might end very
But-
little. You might want to step
But you know,
in.
I have a case with what you just said now.
What
Like-
did I just say? And what do you have a case with?
Like you said that what is good for you, like just be you, something you. But sometimes, you know, there are some things that you need correction with. You need people to actually correct you that you are not thinking well.
Not in marriage. No, I'm sorry, I disagree with you.
Let me say this.
There is no ideal.
I
There is
agree.
no-
I know. I'm not saying I do not
See.
agree, but I think there are some things we should compromise on. Like, okay,
Well,
we
you're
are- I
right.
think
See, Adura,
Yeah.
it all depends on what you want in life. That's
Okay.
just what I'm saying.
And what you think, because when you're thinking of marriage, you're not just thinking about yourself. You are thinking of what is good for you and your
children.
partner, and your partner first. Because before children can come in, there has to be some sort of stability first.
Exactly.
So-
You know, one of the things I used to tell people, and it's so funny that I'm actually saying, I used to tell people that the reason why I'm really sure is that, okay, the reason why it's not, the issue is not money now, right? But as at that time, I say I believe the way I was raised and everyone was that, number one, we were raised to be independent. No matter what your family, we were raised to be independent.
That's you now.
Yeah. So for me, really, going into relationship as at that time, like I said, wasn't going to work.
Was not a priority.
It wasn't really. It was. She said as at that time I was doing well. I was making money for myself. Really, I was squandering money because, you know, there's a sense of fulfillment when you have the money.
Yeah.
And when you can
a
give,
very huge sense of fulfillment.
yes, when you can give something out to people you think you love, you're right. But I also feel that this thing wasn't well handled. Believe me. And it could be like pressure because she'll say I'm 29. I'm not saying she should stay with the guy.
I think the pressure is also
Yeah, I
part
think
of
the
it.
pressure is there.
29.
Issue around social media, I
still
stay on
waiting.
IG, you say, oh, Sarah, You see, if you follow this issue around IG, people posting.
But do you know that you and that lady, you have the same mindset?
Me and that
lady, this lady we are talking about, the lady that broke up with Shemilori,
she's still single actually.
You know, you have the, because
I'm
you
saying
just
that
said,
she's still single. We can.
No, you just said you were not willing to settle with someone at 25. It wasn't just because of your age. It was because you were not earning as much.
I'm a guy. I'm supposed.
Is the person she broke up with not a guy?
No, I'm a guy. I think. Okay, let me say like you say. I think I should give to my babe.
But you have a right to want what you want.
Yeah.
She has a right to want a man that provides for her.
That's true.
But if that is what she actually wants from the onset, then why is she in the relationship?
They started off as
undergraduate
lovers now.
Yeah.
So she
now
now discover what she really wants
at the long run.
So I think that's where the problem. If you want a rich
the
guy,
problem is
if you want a rich guy, wait and go for it until you get one. But if you want a guy that
you want to grow together,
let's grow. Life does not happen like that. You cannot just say I want a rich guy. You might wait.
No,
you might not find though. It's the reality of our life.
One thing I've come to discover is we have a picture of the man we want in our minds.
Exactly.
Even before we get married.
Exactly.
I want my man to be like this. I want a man that is tall.
But how realistic is that?
But actually, you can get what you want.
I myself, the picture of a man I want in my life was a man that is tall, huge, handsome.
So what did you get?
But that's what I got. But I got the best man.
Yeah,
I got the best man. Because I dated the man that is tall, huge, the picture of what I want, but I didn't get what I actually wanted from him.
You see, I don't even
But
know.
the one that brought me peace and happiness, he was not even tall. But I grew up to like we work things together, and I can say he's the best man.
So actually, you can decide
that's your
love. It's so well. I
so
think
love is a choice.
Yeah, you see this thing called love. It's more than what we call it though. It's more than this. I love you.
Listen,
somebody used to tell me. Somebody.
How many years have you been married?
Close to 10 years.
Close to 10. Listen.
See, what do you mean? Are you okay?
Somebody once tell me that if you marry a man and the man is saying, I love you, you are this, you are my world, you are my this, you are my that, clap, appreciate it. But know that he's saying it to so many people outside there. Don't let it get to your head. You understand? This thing called love, we work it out. There will be time that I'll say, you're saying you love me, you're saying you love. I have some friends that the kind of work I do. I'm like, you say you love your wife and you're still doing this. No, the place of my wife is different. The place of this. So this thing called love is a sacrifice. There are some things that you will see that let me pull back. But if you know the kind of future what you want out of that marriage, you are like, you call yourself. And if a man is teachable, that's what I said.
Well, please clap for Becca.
That is what I said. Please. That's what I said.
If a man is teachable, it's not that any sport will be doing head of the house power. Head of the house power.
That's what I say. It's not about the guy not getting a job for like 5 years.
So
if a man is teachable, within that 5 years, guy come, we can put something together. Check that guy's ego. I don't know the guy, but some guys are so egoistic to the point that I can't do this kind of job. No.
That could have been
but let them have chance to travel out of the country. The most despiest work that you can ever do it. So
if a man is teachable,
seriously.
The problem is, I think another thing I noticed is that some men, it's not that they are not teachable, but they just have this. I'm the one that is here.
The head of the family. Yes,
so you can't be advised. No, there are men who. It's not like if someone else gives them that piece of advice, maybe an uncle, maybe their mom, maybe even their younger sister, they will listen. But because I'm the one that's I'm the one that is supposed to be teaching. You cannot teach. No, it's not.
So
you cannot know everything. Even if you're older than me, you cannot know everything in life. As long as you're covered in flesh,
there is
you cannot always be right.
So I think let's bring this to a close. So Sarah,
bringing this to a close, I would just say that you may still get back together. He has not gotten a job. Wait.
You have not gotten a man.
Wait.
You have not gotten a job. You have not gotten a man.
You've not gotten a man. You may want to reconnect. You may want to sit down and look at it. So you may choose that man, and in another 6 years, he may have not gotten a job. Will you stay? Are you willing to take care of the bills, even when he has not gotten it? And you may stay, and you will get a job, and you both, and your story, you have happy ending. And now, you may stay another 4 years, and that man will break up with you. Whether he has gotten a job or he might have gotten a job before he breaks up, he might have not gotten a job. Are you willing to stay? So the choices are yours to make. And you may decide to move on and find a better man that has money and will give you princess treatment, and is a nice, contrary to popular opinion that if you leave a broke man and you, is a lie. In the reality of our life, you can leave a broke man
and meet a
it
very
is also
good rich
it
man.
is also the reality of our life that if you leave that man the next one you meet, you may now have to wait till you find the one.
See, money is sweet, but who say lady cannot make her own
Of course.
money?
No, see, let me, let me quickly add that. I did not know, I used to be same. There's no need for money. There's no, see, I'm concerned about the money. I'm concerned. So, in growing up, becoming an adult, I've dated someone who does not have anything at all. And I still loved him, and I still care about him. And it was fine, and I didn't have a problem. And I did not know how sweet it is to date him. It's actually sweet. Let's not blame those girls or shame them. See, actually, as a man, if you date a woman that is independent and she buys you gifts, you will love it. You will appreciate it. Not some men claim they don't appreciate it, but we've also come out to hear men who say, my wife bought me PS4, I'm happy. See, money is sweet. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. Although, as a woman, the best kind of money to have is the money that you make. In my own opinion, though, the choices are yours to make.
Okay, so Becky, what's your final take on this?
All right, my final take on this is just know what you want, mentally be ready.
Yeah.
To some extent, be financially stable yourself, spiritually be sound, and lastly, be patient, because we are not God. Nobody knows the destiny of anybody. Be patient. If that guy is truly serious, if he has been showing you commitment, with the little he has, you felt love and peace of mind, please go back to him, because you are not God.
Okay, so for me, I want to talk to the guys out there. Number one, you see, Yoruba people will say that it is ole loba omoje. So you can actually start from anything. You see, there is something that is called dignity of labor. Yeah. So no matter what it is, for the fact that you are doing something, you are getting your money, you are not looking to somebody's person to give you, or you are not begging around, you are an honorable man. Carry yourself with that dignity and with that honor, and don't look like something is. And I think you should also try and improve yourself. Have a lot of, as Becky has said, have a lot of self-development. Meet people who can actually open your head to certain things, certain aspects of life. They can have, I think you should also have mentors who can who have experience in life, who can help you to dissect life issues and help your head to be correct. And I know if you actually put this together, I know you are going to have a great future. Okay, for our weekly question, thank you for joining us in this episode of the Attitude Impact Show.